Ass is hanging out as he makes a break upfield. Stepping back. Oh, he's copped a head right to the nuts. Cameron Munster's now putting his balls in Nick Meaney's face.
I have no idea what the wasted world of sports is.
Western Water Sports, ahoy. How is everybody doing? Friday night footy coming at you. Melbourne Storm, Parramatta Eels. Geez, if anybody caught that South Sydney West Tigers game, they gave them a little cheeky bit of a fright there, the Tigers. I thought it was going to be the usual case where a game that we choose to not do turns out to be an absolute cracker. But anyways, South Sydney, they did just enough at the end to run away with it. 32 points to 18. Gamer Mel, ahoy there. Immortal Wolf, ahoy. Liam Pritchard, ahoy. Vobsy, ahoy mate. Kirsty Bark, I'll say ahoy to UFC, even though I know he's not there. Stephanie, stay funny, Steph. Ahoy and welcome along, everybody. And look at this. Look at the leaderboard. We've got a little bit of a turn-up. For the first time in a long time, neither James nor Vobsy are on top of the Wasted Water Sports leaderboard. Currently, it's Will up the top. Who'd have thought? Followed closely by Shack of Hearts and then a very familiar name, Vobsy. And Viking King starting out of the blocks early and getting himself into the top, whatever it is there. What is it, top 5? No, it's all right, Vobsy. That's only one stream, basically. That's one stream. Over time, it starts to sort out who the most regular of the regulars are. That's for certain. All right, this should hopefully be a good game, but I don't want to talk it up too much because every time I talk up a game, it has a tendency to absolutely stink. So I've got a couple of multis running on this one. One that I'm going to have on screen during the game, which I think has the best chance of getting up. But I've also got a cheek. Sometimes I just can't turn my back on certain odds, and I've not turned my I've not turned my back on this one. So I've got a pinned comment at the top of the chat room there with my alternate same game multi, but we'll check out the other one when the game is a little bit closer to kickoff. We'll suss out what I've got there, but I've gone down a little bit of a different angle this time because anytime try scorers aren't really working out for me all that much, so I'm going very heavy on point scoring for this one tonight. As the teams, I can't help but notice, once again, they've got that athletic tape over the NRL logo. Got to stand for something, I suppose. So yeah, it should hopefully be a good game. Gutherson's gone completely bald. Well, not gone bald, but he shaved his head off completely. That's the new look. I mean, completely. He's gone the pencil pat look. There you go. Look at that. Clint Gutherson with the pencil pat look. That's hilarious. Kickoff not far away. Under 10 minutes now. Vopsy says, I'm now going for the Warriors for the rest of the season since the Chooks are giving you depression. Well, all I can say is I understand what that's like. What that's like. Completely. Michelle, ahoy. Look at that. Michelle, number 5 on the leaderboard. Stephanie, stay funny, Steph says Gutho for Brad Arthur. Liam Pritchard says, Dan, go Eels. Can't do it. I can't do it. I've long predicted it's going to be the haircut. Okay. Right. I should have known. I've long been saying that, in all honesty, this is going to be a Penrith Storm grand final. I think I've been saying that since about round 4 or 5. When everybody else was saying South Sydney. Go the Rabbitohs, they were saying. It's their year. They've got to be premiership favourites, they were telling me. Oh, Hamish McKenzie. Our very first ever super chat on the Wasted Water Sports channel. And it had to be you. Thank you so much, Hamish. Just for that, I'm going to read your DMs on Discord after this. Thank you very much, Hamish. Doesn't even like sports, and there he is supporting everything I do still. Thank you very much, mate. Michelle, do you dare do a multi? Absolutely. Get amongst it. So I've got my alternate multi, which is paying out quite nicely. Gutherson, I can't even say that guy's name. I love it. I put a bet on somebody. I can't even pronounce their name. Tonumaipea. Nick Meaney and Harry Grant. 4 legs at $44.75 for a neat little return of $437.50. Well, we may as well go over to the game screen and I can activate the main multi that I've got going on. And of course, it's not correct. It's still... Stop! Oh, why must life torture me? Why is it constantly reminding me of that Manly versus Sharks game? Oh, I don't understand why it does that. Why does it do it to me? Let me just update that. There we go. That's... Honestly, I don't need any more reminders about that game. At all. Okay. That's a little bit better. So, as I said, I've gone a little bit different tonight. I'm looking at margins and lines rather than focusing on any time try scorers. So we've got Storm to win 1-12. So fingers crossed for a close game. We've got Mitchell Moses to score 6+ points. We've got Xavier Coates to do the damage for the Storm. 2 tries for Xavier Coates. And we're going 8+ points for Nick Meaney. So I've got that one. And of course, I've got the alternate multi. Gutherson, Tonumaipea, Meaney, and Grant. Michelle's gone Big Will Warbrick, Gutho, and the guy that I can't... Hey, honestly, let me bring this up on screen. If this is what the guy looks like... and he probably does, because this is a photo of him, but you'll understand what I mean in a second. If this is... his actual look. If this is his actual look, there he is. So this is who we've got in our multi. Young Tonumaipea. Or is it Tonumaipea? Anyways, I'm pretty certain that I will, if that's the look that he's got during the game, I may, at some stage, inadvertently refer to him as Porn Stash. Just so that everyone knows. If you happen to hear me say Porn Stash, that's who I'm talking about. That guy. That guy who is in one of my multis. So that's who we've got. Just in case anyone was curious. Very, very close now to the teams running out onto the field. Let's see if we've jinxed it. Have we jinxed it? It was very close. Did you watch the previous game, Michelle? The Tigers were very, very close to making a game of it. They just did not have the legs to go the distance, did they? But I think they can be satisfied with their effort overall. All right, here come the teams. They're doing some coke before they run out onto the field. Munster especially so, I dare say. Gutherson making sure the tape is firmly in place over the logo. We can't have that pesky NRL logo showing. And up, they got a couple of hand slaps at the end from the reserve graders. The fans in the crowd, they wanted no part of that. Gutherson with his freshly shaved head. Yeah, Vopsy, the Tigers came back to 20 points to 18, I think it was, at one point. Or 20 points to... Yeah, actually, I think it was 20 points to 18 at one stage. But then Souths sort of ran away with it at the end. Or 2014, it might have been. 20 points to 14. Because I think Souths ended up... Actually, let's just... Rather than speculate, let's just... legitimately click on it, find out. 32 points to 18. Yeah, I think they got it to 20 points to 18 at one point, and you thought, oh, we're in for a blockbuster finish here. I've done the wrong thing once again by not streaming this game. But then, yeah, then after that, Tigers went completely off the boil, and Rabbitohs kind of ran away with it a little bit at the end. And the Storm are out onto the field. The home team looking very relaxed, very happy. What can tonight provide? We've seen some classic contests between these two teams. Parramatta have a tendency to lift whenever they come up against the Storm, don't they? Two teams that you can always, or not always because of what happened in the grand final last year, but quite often you can rely on Parramatta turning up against the Storm and against the Panthers. It usually makes for some cracking contests. Hopefully tonight is no different. Cameron Munster, he is ready to kick off and get us underway. And there we go. Game on here in Melbourne. Parramatta with first use of the ball. And a very early offload. That is setting the scene early for the Eels. They're going to look to play expansive. It's when they're at their best. They're threatening best. Vopsy says Roosters Eels games are normally really good, but probably not this season. Oh, geez, the poor Roosters. I really thought the Roosters were on for a little mini resurgence. I really did. They had some absolute stinkers of calls go against them the other night, but ultimately, you can't make that many mistakes on tackle one and expect to win. So they were still despite that, there's no excuses. They were still the victims of their own demise. It was a very disappointing showing, wasn't it? Melbourne now up towards halfway. Both teams get through their opening set unscathed. And back to Jerome Hughes for the kick. Straight down the throat of Gutherson. It's hard to get used to this new, freshly shaved Gutherson. That'll take some getting used to. Wonga Blake has held onto the ball with his first hit up tonight. Let's give him a sarcastic round of applause. Because, dear God, he dropped the ball a lot last weekend. And he's held on to it tonight with his first touch. Polo now up towards halfway. A solid start for both teams. Hopgood up over halfway for the Eels. Fifth and last. Back to Moses for the kick. Not a very big turnout. Oh, wait. Michelle said there's AFL on. Everyone's at the AFL. That's why there's such a poor turnout here tonight at Melbourne. Munster from dummy half. Great little run from him. Shack of Hearts says, I think Gutherson's clean shaved looks good. Yeah, he just needs to... And I mean, obviously, he's only just had it done. As the Storm come up with an error, they're thinking about challenging. It's Big Will Warbrick. They are challenging. Oh, it's risky when you take your captain's challenge this early in the contest. I do honestly think that maybe they should get one per half. Do you think that's a good idea? Maybe they get one per half rather than just one for the entire game. All right, well, there's 4 players in this tackle, and there's a clear stripping motion there, and this should be a successful captain's challenge and penalty for the Melbourne Storm. A very clear stripping motion there by Dejan Arce. Jason James Bourne, ahoy, mate. Hamish says shaving. That reminds me, my razor blew up on your face. Challenge unsuccessful. Oh, wow. Well, that's a harsh call, I think. That is a very harsh call there against the Storm. But it's been made, and there is their challenge gone for the whole game. I thought I saw a pretty clear stripping motion there from Dejan Arce. If it was the Broncos, that would have been successful. Well, if it was the Broncos, they wouldn't have even needed to challenge. It would have been a penalty immediately. Paulo. Now this is an opportunity for the Eels to make a statement nice and early. 10 out from the line. They've got great shape out to the left. Getting a bit confused and in each other's way there. And Arce just has to go to ground and surrender. But they've still got the ball here. Moses now trying to get away from his opposite, but Hughes swallows him up. See, it's been deemed to be played at, and it's 6 more. Oh, Parramatta on top early. Ashley Klein was making sure everybody saw that 6 again call. I was starting to think he was trying to get somebody's attention in the crowd rather than giving 6 again at one point. They've got the overlap out to the right here. Parramatta. Oh, go Gadget Arms, Sean Russell. How in the hell has he reached out and scored here? That is impossible. Absolutely impossible. What we've just seen here from Sean Russell. He had absolutely no right to get this try. How are his arms possibly that long? He's nowhere near the line. He's 10 metres out from the line. He is 10 metres. He's 20 metres out from the line when he's reached out and planted this down. And he just gets it inside the corner post. That is an absolutely incredible try. Four points to nil early here for the Eels. Ivan Jonathan, ahoy there. I can't believe how far out are you. I've never seen anybody extend from that far out from the try line. He only just got there, but try confirmed. I've never seen anything quite like that. Mel, ahoy, welcome back. McKid King, ahoy. You want Storms to win. I don't really care who wins this game, to be honest. Beavis still doesn't look impressed. Crack a smile, Beavis. He's not happy. Not a happy camper. Moses from the sideline. Strikes it well. It's not going to hook around. And it just stays out to the right of the post. And it stays 4-0 in favour of the Eels. 6 minutes gone in this contest. What an amazing try. Sean Russell, give him a Blues jersey. McKid, if he's from New South Wales. McKid King says, who is the fullback for the Storm? Nick Meaney. Malty is not off to a very good start. I gave very serious consideration to it. James Jason Bourne. Serious consideration. But ultimately, I did not. Vobsy says, I forgot to tip. Okay, so that means that you did pick Parramatta for this game. Well, not pick. It means you've got Parramatta for this game. David Nico, ahoy there. You want Storms to win? It is all the Eels at the moment, though. Getting through another set. The kick from Moses on halfway. Down to Coates on the full. And he is snapped up by the kick chase. Hopgood. And he's Joe Dirt Mullet. Wrapping him up. And now a huge tackle by Paulo. Oh, on Pornstash, of all people. Paulo's absolutely creamed Pornstash. Jonathan Manson says Eels still. Plus 4.5. Munster goes down the blind side. A cheeky little flick pass will put Xavier Coates into space. Coates kicks. Hughes is chasing. Does it bounce kindly for Parramatta? It does. And Dejan Arce takes it a metre out from the Eels line. Cameron Munster creating something out of nothing there. As much as you might not like the guy, you've got to hand it to him. Cheeky sod. There was absolutely nothing on there, and Cameron Munster has nearly manufactured a try. No wonder Queensland win Origin so bloody often. Fifth and last. Eels well inside the 40. Moses goes high. This didn't work out too well for them last time, but what will happen this time? Oh, it's hospital ball across the face of the post, but Warbrick stands firm. Now Nick Meaney from dummy half spots a little bit of space down the blind side. Tackle 2. Storm with some go forward now. Seve. Quick play the balls. Front football now. Good shape out to the left. Pornstash to Coates. Coates looks threatening again. They just bring him down. Penasidi, I believe it was. But they're into Parramatta territory. They're starting to come into this game now. Munster's allowed to run. Hughes will put the kick through on tackle 4. And Clint Gutherson, more ass than class, it must be said, has tapped the ball up with his foot. And it goes straight into his hands. It looked fabulous. But I dare say that was more ass than class right there. Actually, it totally was. I'm seeing the replay now on the screen. And he was trying to get a foot to it. He ended up getting a knee to it. And it popped up kindly for him. That could have been a nightmare. But geez, it looked good. Actually, Michelle was nearly here for this stream tonight. Oh, Parramatta have now gone straight through the left-hand edge. Simonson had no support, and Meany does just enough to slow him down. Fifth and last, 12 out from the line. Moses gets on the outside. They've got a huge overlap to the right. Another try incoming here for Sean Russell, surely. Oh, he's bounced it. Oh, he's cocked this one up. I think he's cocked this one up. Oh, they had them shot to pieces on the right-hand edge. It was 72-on-1 out there to the right. They just needed to go through the hands. They went out to Sean Russell way too early. And the Go-Go Gadget Arms can't get there this time. And he's bounced that on the dead ball line. Beavers can't believe it in the coach's box. Oh, you've got to take all your opportunities against the Storm. Elizabeth Dumagi. Ahoy there. Storm got this game tonight. And go, boys. Tickle around the legs. Tickle around the legs. Tickle around the legs. I think you might have the wrong sport, Elizabeth. Although, it does sound very amazing what you're talking about. Mr. Ed's dead, ahoy! How are you, mate? Who are the Americans going for this evening, Mr. Ed? Melbourne or Parramatta? Storm or the Eel? Blindside play, Melbourne. They're doing some damage down the blindside. Hughes is in support. And Gutherson with the one-on-one try-saving tackle on Jerome Hughes. A 6 again for Melbourne. Oh, they're looking good now. Look at the shape out to the left. Numbers. Oh, they just needed to get the pass out. Coates was unmarked on the outside. Couldn't get the pass out there, but they've got a full set of 6. Welsh will just settle it down. Take it forward, close to the posts. Mr. Ed's dead says, go Eels. Harry Grant from dummy half will go over on his own and score, and there is one tick off the alternate multi. Harry Grant, the first tick. Oh, geez, I really hope that it's not the one that I've got on screen because I thought it's the least likely to get up, but that's a great start. Harry Grant, that's one tick. There's a pinned comment on the live chat on YouTube with an alternate multi that I'm running tonight. Harry Grant there. Oh, that's a big one to get ticked off. That is a massive one. Vobsy says, why is Harry Grant so good? It's a pain in the ass, isn't it, Vobsy? Harry Grant, Cameron Munster. And of course they're bloody Queenslanders. Of course they're Queenslanders. I wish New South Wales had some players like this. Harry Grant has just gone through 3-4 defenders. He's made absolute fool out of King Gutherson. He made the King look more like a jester on that occasion. Oh, where's Heel Fries these days? I miss Heel Fries telling me that my jokes are crap. That would have been set up perfectly for Heel Fries. I do hope he's okay. I really do hope he's okay. But that one was set up perfectly for him. He just made the King look like a jester. And I can just see it now in the chat room. Heel Fries going, Dan, your jokes are terrible. 6 points to 4 as the conversion is successful. And Melbourne sneak ahead. Vopsy says if he could play for New South Wales, he wouldn't be nearly as good either. It's just unfair. Yeah, well, because Brad Fittler would have him playing out in the centres or fullback or something. Oh, the kickoff gets very dangerously close to the sideline. just stays in the field of play. Don't forget, coming up on the Wasted World of Sports, tomorrow, Bledisloe Cup. Tomorrow night, Bledisloe Cup. And Hamish McKenzie, cheers. Our very first ever Super Chat donation on the Wasted World of Sports. Couch be with you, sir. We'll talk after. Yeah. Because I know that you're not interested in sports, Hamish, but a Super Chat reward is that you get your name and the jersey of your favorite team on our Super Chat squad that will scroll across the top of the screen. So I might just have to assign one to you because I know you don't follow the sport. Actually, I'll give you a couch. You can have a couch on the sideline. You can be part of the reserves. That works for everyone. Gamer Mel says, let's go Melbourne. Vobsy says, if you think about it, Gutho and Hines were props in Origin. They got selected to basically just be there. Yes, and not props as in forward, props as in stage props. McKid King says, can you commentate only? No. I like to read what people have to say. There's nothing happening, mate. There's nothing to say. Oh, but there is now because Melbourne play expansive out to the right. Keep the ball alive. Jerome Hughes pokes his nose through. Almost gets through the gap. And a 6 again now for Melbourne. They are well and truly on the front foot here. Breaking away upfield. My stream has frozen, so I don't know what's happening. Here they go, Melbourne. Another set restart. They're so close to the line here. Tackle 4, a metre out. They go out to the left. Munster, double pump. Meaney. Oh, they've got space on the left again, but can't get it out there. 5th and last. 10 out from the line, Melbourne. Oh, told to go back to the mark. It's the 5th tackle, guys. You realise? It gets back to Munster. Crossfield kick is a shocker. Warbrick is up there. Takes it. Pops it back in field. Ball is still alive. Meaney's got it now. Out the back to Jerome Hughes. And Hughes gets gobbled up by 3 Parramatta defenders. And that'll be a turnover. Very sloppy there on the 5th and last. ZB Ents, ahoy. Welcome back, ZB. Can't win either way, can you, Michelle? Can't win. If you do nothing but call the game, people are like, notice me in the chat room. If you acknowledge the people in the chat, there's always someone who's like, can you just ignore all the buggers in the chat and call the game? You can't win no matter what you do. Acknowledge me. Penalty here to Parramatta, and they will start this set now. Inside Storm territory. A chance for the Eels to strike back. Mr. Ed's Dead says Michelle is cuter than you. Well, I'd be rather disturbed if you felt otherwise, to be honest. Not that there's anything wrong with being that way inclined. I just wouldn't have picked it, that's all. And an early mistake. Oh, Beavis. Beavis is unhappy in the coach's box. He's been unhappy all night, Beavis. I reckon he's a bit upset that Gutherson's stolen his haircut. That's what I think. Old mate Beavis in the coach's box has been Bellamy-like all night. Scrum down here for Melbourne. 40 out from their own line. They just slowly got themselves back into this game and got themselves on top. And they're just dominating the past 8 or 9 minutes. Karma Chameleon up to the Eels 40. Here's short ball, crash ball play to Eisenhuth. 30 out from the Eels line now. Tackle for Welsh. Keeping the ball alive. Grant gets it on the return pass. Tackle 5. Munster's calling for it on the left-hand edge. Puts a better kick up this time. Oh, Coates is well and truly in this. Catches it. Throws it back. Pornstash. Kicks for himself. It pops back. It's 6 again. Oh, that's a harsh call. The 6 again. Oh, I don't think there was any way that was played at. But the Storm have got 6 more tackles. Hughes fires it out and Nick Meaney will drop the ball on tackle 1. And I feel like, in all honesty, that is the rugby league gods shining down on the Parramatta Eels right now. Because I thought that was a really harsh 6 again call. I'll wait to see the replay before I cast final judgment. Here it is. I don't feel like there was any way the Eels players actively played at this kick. Ah, well, he kind of did. Mitch Moses did his best to say that he didn't, but he kind of did. They survive anyway, though, the Eels, and it's their scrum. Nick Meaney, a very rare mistake from him on tackle 1. So close to the opposition try line. Oh, and this game is living up to expectations so far. So far. Let's not jinx it. "19 and a half minutes to go till the halftime break. 6 again for the Eels now. Another little momentum shift, perhaps, as they go up over halfway with a full set of 6 tackles in hand. Slow play of the ball. Storm all over the ruck. Gutherson, oh, he nearly gets through, but Harry Grant shuts him down with number 12 there, Eisenhuth. Ivan Jonathan, he's not happy. He's not happy. Blindside play, Hopgood shows and goes, gets the ball out to Penasini in the end. And it's tackle 5 now on the right-hand edge of the field. The Eels 10 out. Moses, cross-field kick, just to the left of the post. It's knocked back from Hughes. Oh, a pass in the end goal from Seve out to Warbrick. Oh, that could have been dangerous. That could have been very, very dangerous indeed. What's going on here? What's going on here? The referee's blown it up. Don't know what happened there. Referee blew it up. Hey, I made that reference at the start of the stream, James Jason Bourne, that Gutherson's gone for the pencil pat look. It would have been a much better line had you been around for it, because you're probably the only one who understands it. Melbourne have just stormed into... Oh, wait. I didn't even mean to do that. Melbourne have just bust into Eels territory on tackle 4. 20 out from the line, looking threatening again. Munster, he's allowed to run. Sets up Hughes with great shape. Seve, dummies, tries to do it all on his own. Seve. Hughes to the line. Crash ball. Harry Grant gets a double. Harry Grant gets a double. Oh, I should have had him for 2 tries and not Xavier Coates. Harry Grant is having a dead set blinder. Lucky for me, Harry Grant is in my Bundy Mixer team. For those of you who don't know what the Bundy Mixer is, it's a fantasy league on NRL.com. We've got the Waste of Water Sports tipping contest. We've also got the Waste of Water Sports NRL Bundy Mixer. You pick 6 players. It's a fantasy team. You pick 6 players. 3 from the NRLW, 3 from the NRL. Harry Grant is my hooker. And he's making me a lot of points tonight. Harry Grant's not in your multi? Well, he should have been. Harry Grant was a dead set certain try scorer tonight. I didn't realise he was going to score all the tries, though. That's a bit of a pain in the ass. I thought he might share it around a little bit. Nick Meaney from right beside the post banks it over, and Melbourne lead 12 points to 4. Viking King, ahoy. Nice to see you've got the Raider back in your avatar and not that dirty, dirty Bronco. There was something completely unacceptable about seeing the name Viking King and having a Bronco there in the avatar. $12 points to 4 here, 15.5 to go till the halftime break. Melbourne, they weathered the early assault from Parramatta, and they've got themselves well and truly on top in this game now, on the back of Munster and Grant. Amazing, right? Absolutely amazing to think that Cameron Munster and Harry Grant have led the turnaround for their team. And we wonder why Queensland always win Origin. There's Ryan Pappenhausen in the coach's box, getting used to his new role off the field. I wonder when he's going to be back. Yeah, Jinx. Although we didn't say exactly the same thing at the same time. It was the exact same topic. But yes, very interesting. Will Ryan Pappenhausen ever return? Fopsy says, I'm sure he's more than used to being off the field by now. I think so. I wouldn't mind his job, though. I mean, what Pappenhausen would be on, 600 to 8, somewhere in between 600 to 800,000 per year to sit in the coach's box every game. I'll take that, thanks. Blindside play on the 5th and last. They're running it. Oh, Moses channeling Reece Walsh and throwing the ball over the sideline. And that falls to pieces for the Eels here. Running it on the 5th and last. Anshu Dio. Ahoy. Welcome along. Maybe Pappenhausen should become the new New South Wales Blues coach. Imagine that. Billy Slater versus Ryan Pappenhausen. The battle of the coaches with zero experience. Although Billy Slater's obviously got experience now, but you understand what I mean. Hughes goes straight through. Here goes the Storm for another try. Jerome Hughes through some really feeble defense. That was just way too easy, and that is very worrying signs for the Parramatta Eels. That was just way too simple. Harry Grant again. Quick play. A step through the... a right foot step straight through some feeble defense. Who was it? It's usually Shaun Lane, but we can't blame him tonight. Gutherson. Oh, he's just made a complete tit out of Clint Gutherson. Jerome Hughes has just completely showed up Gutho there. 16 points to 4, kick to come. 12 minutes to go till the break, and this has become all Melbourne. Gutherson ran up into the line to fill that gap. He needed to make that tackle. Gutherson can't defend in the front line. I mean, we found that out in State of Origin a few years ago. Nick Meaney from right in front. Did his best to miss it, but he's put it over. Jeez. 18 points to 4, and we are starting to just sneak into the territory now where Parramatta need to be the next to score. There's still a long way to go in this game, but you just get the feeling any more points from the Storm here. Oh, Viliame Savaki, thank you very much. Another super chat tonight. 2 in the one night. It's Christmas. Viliame Savaki says, hey, say Ronaldo is the real GOAT. Ronaldo is the real GOAT, whoever he is. Viliame Savaki, as part of Super Chat, let me know your favorite team and your preferred position, and I will add you to our Super Squad. If you want. Otherwise, I'll just make it up. I'll make it up as I go. But thank you very much, Viliame Savaki. A second super chat tonight. Very much appreciated. I've got to set up a new alert. It's that default dinosaur, that T-Rex. The Streamlabs default. I reckon maybe some Reg Reagan. I reckon Reg Reagan should be the super chat alert. Everyone's got to agree with that, right? Melbourne get another penalty. They're up over halfway. Or taken out of the line here. Parramatta defense taken out. They get away with it, though, the Storm. I told you, Ashley Klein always blows a homer. Always. We talked about this last night on the stream. I pretty much apologized in advance to Parramatta that Ashley Klein has the game because he's going to blow a homer. Keith Cass, ahoy! No, it should be a horse. Like a bronco, you mean? A bronco, and it can have this sound effect. Xavier Coates is in play. Oh, he nearly got it. Jimmy Lister, ahoy. Any relation to Dave Lister? Probably not, because Dave Lister is a fictional character, but I still thought I'd ask. Anshu Deo, welcome along then. Not new to the channel. Very nice to have you here. 7 tackle set here for the Eels. And a penalty on the 0 tackle. Just what they needed. They really need to be the next to score. Anshu Dio, you've watched the channel before. You're new to the channel, but you've watched the channel before. It's all right. I'm as confused as you are. Oh, back to Gutherson. Oh, Gamer Mel, thank you very much. Gamer Mel, the super chats are rolling in tonight. Blindside play here for the Eels. We'll come back to that, Gamer Mel. Tackle 3. Oh, good lineup out to the left here. Moses. Oh, but they go the short ball. And Hopgood. Hopgood. He's over the line. Does he get it down, Jermaine Hopgood? It's going up as a try. They had a huge lineup to the left, but it was the short crash ball. And Hopgood might have got over here. It's gone up as a try, remember. Gamer Mel, thank you very much. $3. Oh, she's up to the ante. Thank you very much, Gamer Mel. Very much appreciate it. A long-time supporter of all my bollocks that I've done here on YouTube over the years. Thank you. Obviously, I don't need to ask you who your favourite team is. It's Melbourne. So we'll put you in the super squad with your Melbourne Storm jersey. That'll be available next stream. The super squad members, of which there are now 3. I must admit, I'm surprised about that. I think I had super chats available on Intoxigamer for about probably 4 or 5 months before anybody actually donated to it. Keith, you've got to jump on the Discord, mate. Chuggy's left a link in the chat room. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About 7 messages up. Chuggy's dropped a link there, Keith. Conversion successful. And the Eels are back in this contest. 18 points to 10. Scott Beardsley. Ahoy. I'm going out on a limb and saying Scott Beardsley is UFC's mate. And a mate of UFC's is a mate of mine. Stephanie, stay funny. Steph says, go Mitch, baby. Bit of a fan of Mitch Moses, are you, Stephanie? $18 points to 10 here. 6 minutes to go till the halftime break. Parramatta bringing it out of territory after points. No mistakes needed. Gutherson trying to clear the ruck. Putting the shins in. Oh, they've created space on the left-hand edge. Very, very lethal down this left-hand edge, Parramatta. Who's defending out here for Melbourne? Because they've looked very flaky. That's Katoa out there. 6 again for Parramatta. Oh, they've turned it around. The momentum just shifting back to the Eels now. Arcee tries to step through. But Katoa just holds on. Rat's tail dangling behind him and all. Hopgood up to the 20 on the right-hand side. Front foot ball. And Cartwright's dropped it. Oh, on tackle 2. The error is made. 10 out from the Storm line. The mistake. And they are off the hook. Cameron Munster's appealing to the referee for a penalty. I can't believe it. I've never seen that happen before, ever. Now Munster from dummy half spots a big gap up the middle of the field. The Eels just fell asleep a little bit here. Now Grant from dummy half, looking for the 6 again. They can't get it. But they're up over halfway again. Melbourne. Blindside they go. Hughes runs it to the line, puts it high. Gutherson moves forward, takes it on the full, but they're all of what's happened here. An escort penalty. An escort penalty against the Eels. And it's Lionel Murphy. Lionel Murphy's been called for escorting. And they're challenging. Captain's challenge. Ashley Klein had to think about who made the challenge. That's hilarious. Wonga Blake, I believe it is, who's been called for an escort. Oh no, Dejon Arce. No, Dejon Arce's done nothing wrong there. Oh, that's a rough call. I had my eye on Wonga Blake. Jeez, that's a rough call. He does do a little cheeky lean, but Christ, that's a tough call, in my opinion. Inside the last 4 minutes. They're going to tap and go here, Melbourne. I'd have taken the 2. Both teams now have burnt their challenges in the first half. Munster to Seve. Oh no, that's Pornstash. Pornstash is out there. Xavier Coates from dummy half. He's been kept very quiet tonight. Oh, that's a terrible pass from dummy half. It bounces kindly for Harry Grant, who should have been at dummy half. Don't know what he's doing out in the line. He wants a third try, probably. Munster's allowed to run. Oh, just get up on him. I don't understand why teams do this. Teams stand back and just watch Cameron Munster dance around in front of them. And it's a very unsexy dance. I just don't understand why they sit back and watch him. Crash ball here for Melbourne, and straight over goes Katoa. Katoa has just burst through 3 defenders. And some more really, really weak defense on the line from Parramatta. And the Storm are just bursting through at will. Who's been bumped off there? Oh, it's Bailey Simonson. Simonson is there. Arce is there. Oh, just weak defense. Dan Jam. Ahoy, mate. Try confirmed. 22 points to 10. Kick to come, but they should never have been in the position. To be perfectly honest, they should never have been in that position. I thought it was a really harsh call against Dejon Arce. Conversion to come. Oh, excuse me. I'll be right back.
Also, the Kenny and Felice, when they saw Katoa hit Tonumaipea, that man there, Craig Bellamy, the magic dust he sprinkles on them, we just thought he might really reach his full potential for many years at Melbourne, because we're still not Storm players who win the Storms. 24 points.
Conversion just sneaks inside the left-hand upright. And it's 24 points to 10. Melbourne. Shack of Hearts says, did you see Katoa's try celebration? He mimicked the ref. Oh, he mimicked the ref blowing try. Oh, I just saw the replay then. Yes. Keith Cass, let's go Storm. 13 plus. 24 points to 10. So what have we got? Nick Meaney, I've got 8+ points. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Nick Meaney for getting a leg on the multi ticked off. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 conversions. So there we go. That's a tick on the multi. Nick Meaney has got his 8 points. 30 seconds to go till the break. Mr. Ed's Dead on Twitch says, Mel Gibson posted, never get into a fight with a rugby team and quit drinking too much. Vobsy says, would Nick Meaney be able to play for New South Wales? I'm really not sure, but you would have Dylan Edwards in the squad before Nick Meaney, for sure. And there we go, into the halftime break. Points are flowing here in Melbourne. 24 points to 10. The Storm leading the Parramatta Eels. After the Eels got off to such a fantastic start, the Storm just slowly but surely crept back into the game and got themselves on top. 24-10 at halftime. We've got one leg of the main multi ticked off. That's good. Nick Meaney has got his 8 points. We've got one leg ticked off on the alternate multi. Harry Grant, anytime try scorer. Game Hamel says, even though it's my team playing, I can't wait for the game to be over so I can sleep. That's a horrible attitude. Terrible. The night is young. Yeah, says me, because I choose not to watch boring sports like cricket. I can understand why you're exhausted, Michelle. I'd be sleepy too if I was watching the Ashes. Who napped instead of streaming the first? Yes, sorry, some of us work for a newspaper and have to work till 3 a.m. getting news articles on a website. Sorry. Nelson Saga. Melbourne Storm can do better than Melbourne Storm can do better than this. Mate, they're winning 24-10 against a decent quality opposition. I think they're doing quite well, Nelson. I think they're doing quite well indeed. They dominated most of that half. And they've gone into halftime 4 tries to 2. Dan Jam, absolutely. The Bledisloe Cup is already up on the channel. Set your reminders. Head on over there. Click reminder if you would like to join me tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, my time. It's probably daytime for you, Dan Jam. But yes, we've got it set up. Ready to roll. The link is there on the channel. Maybe someone would be kind enough to... No, actually, you know what? I'll do it. I'll stop being lazy. I'll do it. I will share the link in the chat. It's all good because some of you actually physically can't. Right. There's people chatting in there already. My God. There's actually already people in the Bledisloe Cup stream chatting. Incredible. Do they realize the game's not on for another 22 hours? Obviously not. All right. Let's copy the link. Let's come back over to this one here. And I'll drop a link for the Bledisloe Cup tomorrow night. Jake Ponchi, ahoy! I feel like it's been a long time, yeah? I definitely recognise your name. A very recognisable one. So, basically, just to give a quick rundown of the points. So, basically, I started a leaderboard. The channel is now monetized, Jake. The channel itself is now monetized, so we can accept super chats. We've already received 3 tonight, which thank you to the super chat donators. Very much appreciate it. So we've got a lead. Oh, thank you, Gamer Mel. There you go, Gamer Mel, coming to the party and sending a link for the Bledisloe Cup tomorrow night, right here on the Ways to World of Sports. So I've started a leaderboard. You get points just for being part of the stream, Jake, basically. Just being active in the streams, you get points that go towards the leaderboard. Now, after a set period of time, I give away a prize, a $100 gift card from the Super Auto Group, and a special presentation for your victory. So, for example, the last winner, Vobsy got a very special shout out from Fletch and Hindy, and it went a little something like this.
G'day, Vobsy. Well, ahoy, Vobsy. This is a message from myself, Fletch, and the Wasted World of Sports. Just to let you know, mate, you've won back-to-back VIP titles, another $100 gift card. You've got to go collect your first one, actually. So, $200. Anyway, mate, well done. Congratulations. And ahoy, the Vobsy.
So there you go. Wasted World of Sports leaderboard. Last time, it was a dead set draw. We had to go to Golden Point. Jason Bourne and Vobsy were tied at the top of the leaderboard. I don't know if we ever established what we were going to do about that. I'm not sure if we figured out or agreed upon what we were actually going to do. Because we've never had that happen before. We've never had it happen where it's been tied at the top. Quick fire trivia, reckons Michelle. Jake Ponchi, how do I get in? Just be part of the streams, mate. That's all it takes. Points are rewarded just by being here. So you're already part of it. You're already in it. And you didn't even know it. 24 points to 10 here at halftime. I'm blown away that we've only just become monetized. Wasted Water Sports only just monetized. And already with the super chats coming through. Hamish McKenzie with the first one. That means I'm going to have to get off my ass and actually do the graphics for the super chat squad. So let's see if I can bring it up on the... no, it hasn't come through on the screen yet. But yes. Hamish McKenzie, Gamer Mel, and Viliame. 3 super chats coming through. Let's do a trivia real quick. Please. No. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to have my quick break for half time. 24 points to 10 here. Melbourne leading Parramatta. We'll be back for the second half. Jake Ponchi says heel fries must be spewing. I was just talking about heel fries earlier on in the stream. He hasn't really been around for a while. I've been throwing some terrible jokes out there during the call, and I've been missing having heel fries there in the chat room going, Dan, your jokes suck. Dan, that's not funny. Your jokes are terrible. So, yeah, I hope he's okay. If he's found another channel to hang out at, that's fine. As long as he's all good and enjoying himself. But yeah, we haven't really seen heel fries around here for quite some time. All right. That's incredibly offensive, James Jason Bourne. Okay. Halftime break here. Western Water Sports 24 points to 10. Storm over the Eels. I'll be back for the second half. Right after this. Yes, Wasted Water Sports. Thank you for your company. As always, 24 points to 10. The Melbourne Storm well and truly on top over the Parramatta Eels here in Melbourne. Second half getting ready to get underway. Can the Storm go on with it? Can we get some more ticks on the multi? James Jason says, Dan, do you have Google Earth? I have access to it. Yes, I do have access to it. Why do you ask? Oh, Pencil Pat leading the Eels back out onto the field for the second half. Let's go. $24 points to 10. You get the feeling the Eels have to be the first team to score in the second half. Dan Jam says, with Latrell back and the Bunnies winning, has that reaffirmed the South's hatred for the season? No, actually, my hatred has kind of my hatred has kind of moved over to the Broncos, to be perfectly honest. After their display the other night, you had Adam Reynolds taking dives to earn penalties. You had Reece Walsh milking, Farmer Walsh milking, holding onto the back of his neck to earn penalties. Basically, for every reason that I hated the Cowboys last season, the Cowboys haven't been doing, but the Broncos have started doing. The Broncos have been taking dives, holding on to Reece Walsh, milking penalties left, right, and centre. Yeah, I feel like I started the year very much disliking the Rabbitohs. It's slowly but surely filtering over to the Broncos. Absolutely disgraceful the other night, what I saw from the Broncos. All the stage dives and the milking. They were basically starting a goddamn farm over there at the Gabba. All the milking that was going on. Dan Jam, you feel the same about the Titans? What have the Titans done? Apart from the fact the Titans have got Big Tino. Okay, that's not going to work. You've got to take the lid off the bottle, Dan. You've got to take the lid off the bottle in order to get the liquid into the glass. There's a little life lesson for everybody. The lid must be removed first. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. All right, both teams are out now. We are ready to get underway for the second half of action. 24 points to 10. Melbourne with the lead. Let's go. Parramatta must be the first to score, you feel. But Melbourne will have first use of it. Mel says, I'm with you, Dan. Not a fan of the Bronx. I knew there was a reason I liked you, Mel. Cheers. I'll drink to that. Jimmy Lister says, if the Eels win, they don't move up. Maybe not, but they do need to win to keep themselves well and truly in the hunt for a top 8 spot. Tackle 5. Melbourne get through their first set. Back to Hughes for the kick. Downfield. Pencil Pat perfectly placed. Pencil Pat would, if he played footy, would be a fullback too, by the way. Because he's a slippery little bugger. And he's faster than you give him credit for. Oh, Wonga Blake. Lionel Murphy himself has made a mistake. There's no challenges left for either team. Wonga Blake, Lionel Murphy, an error. There is no challenge. A rough call, I dare say. That was a very rough call, in my opinion, from the replay that I saw. But 6 errors to double the errors. Parramatta have made double the errors of the Storm. It's very hard to win footy games when you're putting up these sort of statistics. And Melbourne, they could go a long way to putting this game to bed. 10 out from the line now. Tackle 2. In front of the post. Oh, and it's a set restart, is it? No, it's not. Stephanie, stay funny, Steph. It's not looking good. Grant from dummy half. Turning runners on the inside. Tackle 4. Right in front of the post. A metre out. They go left here. Melbourne. Hughes to Munster. Munster, the wraparound play with Nick Meaney. And it's called forward. It's called a forward pass. The wraparound with Andrew Davey. And it was, yes, it was quite forward. Yes, indeed. It was quite a forward pass. Viking King says Wonga Blake should be out of the squad because he makes more mistakes than his team. Absolutely. Wonga Blake should have been given a rest after last weekend. Last weekend was atrocious. Does anyone remember that? He dropped the ball the first 3 or 4 times he touched it. He needed a spell in reserve grade. But anyway, Parramatta survive. They must be the next team to score. They must be. As they move up towards halfway. Halfway and beyond. 5th and last. What can they come up with? It's back to Moses for the kick. No pressure on the kick chase. Coates has been kept very quiet tonight. They've marked up well on Xavier Coates. They've just forgotten about the rest of the team. Pornstash taking hit-ups now. I need him scoring tries, though. That's the thing. I think the Eels are still, win or lose, the Eels are still a chance of the 8. They're going to make it very difficult on themselves. I mean, basically, my Sharks are done. The Sharks are just cannon. The Sharks are just cannon fodder. They will definitely drop out of the 8. It's just a matter of who moves into the 8 in their place. As Munster puts a little chip kick in over the top, it bounces kindly for Sean Russell, but he gets those extendo arms out and reels it in. Just so that everybody knows there's no bias towards... there's no bias here. Yeah, my team absolutely sucks. They're terrible. My team doesn't know how to tackle. That's their problem. The attack's all right. They just don't know how to defend. Which is crazy considering that Craig Fitzgibbon is a very defense-oriented coach. It's amazing how terrible the Sharks' defense is. It's so backwards there at the Shire at the moment. Jake Ponchi says Rabbits ain't going to win the grand final. They're not even going to be in the grand final. Oh, Jerome Hughes almost sneaks through. And now he's earned himself a penalty. Oh, it had to be given, but... It had to be given. I mean, it was the most epic of milking jobs ever. Jerome Hughes milking so well there, it makes Reece Walsh look like an amateur after his efforts the other night. But it had to be given. Nelson Saga, yes. Monetization enabled. Wasted World of Sports. Kicking goals. Moving on up in the world. Tackle 4. Storm. 10 out. Can they put close to the final nail in Parramatta here tonight? 5th and last. Grant from dummy half. Great pass out to Jerome Hughes. Inside pass finds Josh King. And Josh King finds the try line. And that will be game, set, and match. Melbourne, 28 points to 10. It's a bridge too far now for Parramatta. Harry Grant again puts his stamp all over this one. right under the posts. 28 points to 10. It's about to become 30-10. Harley Waban. Ahoy. Go the mighty Sharkies. Oh, I wish. Actually, check this out. For all the newbies in the chat tonight. I got this here. Check this out. This is old school. Retro. Sharks. Reebok jersey. Showing a little bit of signs of wear and tear. But still got it there. I used to have it behind me on display, but then they kind of went and stunk the joint up in 2023, haven't they? From right in front, Nick Meaney with more points. 31 minutes to go. And 20 points the difference. Hey, I say this all the time about the Eels. The Eels are the type of team, they just need to score one, and they're very capable of going back-to-back. Very capable of bang-bang and a couple of tries in a row, so... Harley Waban, I'm always biggest Sharks fan and always biggest Sharks supporter. I had to make a public apology, Harley, because all season long, I've been calling for the heads of Matt Moylan and Asofa-Solomona, and I've been blaming them specifically for the left edge defense. They dropped Matt Moylan and Asofa-Solomona, and the left edge defense still sucked. I actually had to post on Facebook and formally apologize to Matt Moylan and Asofa-Solomona because apparently it wasn't their fault. Jake Ponchi says, anyone want me to leave? Ah, you're fine, mate. Stick around. Oh! Xavier Coates has just had his pants pulled down. It's not as good as when it happens to Teddy, but it's happened again. And a loose pass on the back of that. Harley says Asofa-Solomona, yeah. Asofa-Solomona is not a centre. I would have kept him in the forwards, personally. Oh, it's been touched by Melbourne. This will be 6 more for Parramatta. It's a penalty, actually. Junior Paulo getting ready to come back on. Marker not square. Harley says, go the mighty Sharkies girls in NRLW season 23. Well, we need something to cheer for, don't we, Harley? Penasini gets on the outside. Stops. Cuts back in field. Parramatta, here's their chance. There's still time. Plenty of time left in this game. But they need to score and do it now. Good line out to the left. Now they've got space and overlap, but they cut back in field. Simonson chopping back in field. Couldn't get the ball out far enough to the left to Wonga Blake. Lionel Murphy. 6 again. 6 again for a ruck infringement. 10 metres out in front of the post, and they have a full set of 6 here, Parramatta. They have to strike. They must. Moses bringing Cartwright back on the inside towards the post. Tackle 2. 5 metres out. Can they strike? Moses, short ball. A little bit of space for Rossi. It shuts down quickly, though. As quick as it opened up, it shut down. A settler in front of the sticks on tackle 4. What can they come up with? A couple more shots at it. Moses, RC to Gutherson, cut out pass. Wonga Blake for the corner, and he is tackled over the sideline. Jerome Hughes put his body on the line, and Big Will Warbrick there. And Wonga Blake, he just doesn't have the same extension on the arms as Sean Russell. And Melbourne, solid defence. It was on there, though. It was on. Wonga Blake doesn't have the finish. They needed big Mike Acevo out there in that situation scores. Hands down, you're not stopping Mike Acevo from that position. Wonga Blake, on the other hand, and that's where Parramatta are really, really lacking. They are missing big Mike Acevo out there on that left-hand edge. That was dead set certain try time with Big Sevo. $26.5 to go. Melbourne well and truly on top. That was a real opportunity there for the Eels. They couldn't take it. It's been a funny old season, hasn't it? Teams in the top 8 you wouldn't expect to see there. Jerome Hughes from inside the 40. Harley Waban says Paul Gallen is greatest Sharks legend player. Tough call, that one. Tough call. Great player. Great player for the Sharks. Great player at club level. But I think, honestly, 2016 was James Maloney running the ship. Andrew Fafita with his strongest season ever. Wade Graham was at the top of his game. Mick Innes. Even Chad Townsend was playing exceptionally in 2016. We had some great finishes. But yes, I understand what you're saying, Harley. All right, I'll be right back. I don't understand why my dog wants to go outside at 9:30 at night. Oh, Mitch Moses puts a grubber through for himself. Gets the second kick away. This could bounce absolutely anywhere. But Melbourne, they're back to clean it up in goal. It's a result for Parramatta. Mitch Moses trying to do it all on his own. Why not? Oh, geez, that was a stressful grand final. Stressful. The definition of stress. Melbourne were one pass away from stealing that one. They had the Sharks absolutely skinned to pieces. just didn't look for the inside ball. An unmarked player inside doesn't make the pass, tries to go on his own. Can't remember who it was. But yeah, that was the game right there. It would have been game over. Melbourne would have won comfortably. But they ballsed that up, and then big entry for Feeder, charging forward, planting it over the line, under the post. A huge moment. Out to the left now. The forward pass, and Wonga Blake can't hold it anyway. Wonga Blake is so out of his depth. Look, I hate to hang so much crap on a player unless they're wearing a Broncos jersey. But Wonga Blake is just so far out of his depth at NRL level on the wing. I understand that he's really a centre, and because of injuries, he's covering the wing, but it was a forward pass anyway. But geez, you've got to catch the ball. You've got to be able to catch the footy. It's just basics. $21.5 to go. It is a long way back. It's not impossible. As I've said, Parramatta are the sort of team that can go back-to-back with very rapid tries. But, geez, they need to do something and do something quick. Harry Grant and Jerome Hughes. Jerome Hughes is straight through. Oh, there's another try incoming here for Melbourne. Tackle 5 now. They stay on the blind side. Hughes. Short ball, over the line they go, and it's a try for Marion Seve. Oh, they are just killing them around the ruck. Harry Grant and Jerome Hughes putting on an absolute masterclass. 34 points to 10, the kick to come. Oh, some weak defense. One out from the ruck again. Jerome Hughes should not be breaking tackles. I'm sorry. No offense to Jerome Hughes, but Jerome Hughes is not a tackle breaker. But he's playing like he's on steroids tonight. Bursting through tackles at will. Incredible scenes. Well, both of my multis are done, I dare say. Now, with 20 minutes to go, both the multis well and truly done. Melbourne are going to win by a lot more than 1-12. Xavier Coates isn't even going to get one try, let alone two. Bloody hell. And once again, wouldn't you know, we've talked up a game. And it's been an absolute pantsing. Once again, when will we ever learn? Stop talking these games up. Every time we do it, it starts to suck. Nick Meaney from the sideline, or close to it. This conversion will put him on top of the points leaderboard for season 2023. It's through, and Nick Meaney has officially become the highest point scorer in the NRL for season 2023, moving 1 point ahead of Jermaine Asako, temporarily at least. Because I dare say Asako's probably got some points in him against the Bulldog. I think the Dolphins are playing the Bulldogs this weekend, so Asako might take that lead straight back. 19 minutes, 20 seconds to go. A long, long way back now for the Eels. Dare I use the I word? An absolutely disgraceful turnout, crowd-wise, but it's probably got something to do with the AFL. 19 minutes is still time to do some damage on the scoreboard. 50 is potentially on the cards here if Parramatta don't buckle down. Oh, Welsh all thought about the offload. They were there, though. Harry Grant from dummy half puts the kick in. It pops up for Clint Gutherson. 9 line breaks to 4 in favour of the Melbourne Storm. Six again. Parramatta. Oh, sneaking through and up over halfway. A great run there from Shaun Russell. Shaun Russell, one of the shining lights of the Eels tonight. Keeping the ball alive now. Moses to Cartwright to Penasini. Penasini gets on the outside. Just brought down by the bootlaces by Pornstash. Gutherson takes it to the line. Another 6 again for a ruck infringement. They're 10 out from the line now. Moses out the back to Penasini. Had to reach behind for it. And that slows the play down. Back to Moses. Still tackle 1. And Hopgood. And Hopgood with the offload. Gutherson's in space. Arcee, they've got to keep it alive here. Parramatta. It spills out. Wonga Blake's got it out to the left. Oh, and he's been copped high there, Lionel Murphy. Tackle 2, 10 out. That play felt like it went on for an eternity, and they went nowhere. Paulo now taking it forward. Still 10 out. From dummy half. Close to the line. Couple of tackles up their sleeve. Lined up out to the right here. Moses. Short ball to Penasini. 5th and last. Nothing doing here. Melbourne's defence holds firm. Again, crash ball. This time reaching out and scoring the try is Moretti. Oh, they're doing it through the forwards tonight. Both teams. It's a slow night for the backs. And Moretti goes over 36-14. The kick to come from right in front. Can Parramatta go bang, bang, as they often do? Try is confirmed. It's about to be 36-16. 16 minutes to go. Have they got anything left in the tank? The Eels. Moses converts. Moses, that is, what, 4 points for him? Hamish McKenzie says, if you hear fire trucks, it's a high chance it's me burning down my kitchen. Why would you burn down your kitchen? Yeah, that's 4 points for Moses. Harley, you were talking about Luke Lewis winning the Clive Churchill. How good Luke Lewis to resist. I feel like this was a really understated point of the 2016 grand final. A really understated part of it. Luke Lewis, when he made that break and he got tackled from behind and he slid towards the goal line. He slid towards the goal line and he was inches short, resisting the urge to reach out, which would have given away a penalty for a double movement. He resisted the urge, so they kept the ball. I feel like that's a really understated moment of the grand final, because that could easily have been a penalty to the Storm right in front of the posts, clearing territory. A really understated moment of that game, in my opinion. Moses now spots a little gap. It shuts down quickly, though. But Parramatta, well and truly on the front foot here. Gutherson takes it to the line. Fifth and last, 30 metres out. There's still 15 minutes left. Moses looking for a 6 again and gets the penalty. Mitch Moses take the 2. Oh, if they take 2 points here, it's 3 converted tries in the last 15 minutes. I dare say they won't, though. They'll tap and go. I would have taken the 2. Cartwright now charging forward. The Storm looking a little bit gassed here. Can they hold on? 14 and a half minutes to go. Parramatta are 10 out from the line. They've suddenly decided to start playing, keeping the ball alive. Madison with the offload. Tackle 2 in front of the posts. 10 out. They go left. Nothing doing out there. The Storm defense racing up and shutting it down on tackle 3. Keeping it in the forwards. 5 out from the line. Tackle 4 from dummy half. Puts the head down and goes on his own. Can't crash over there, Lussick. The kick. Moses puts the kick through. It's way too heavy. And it's going to be a 7 tackle set for the Storm. Mitch Moses has just completely ballsed that one up. And he knows it too. He knows it. Vincent Spears, ahoy mate. How are you doing? And that is a big, big mistake from Mitch Moses. Massive in the context of this game. 20 points the difference. A 6-pointer there would have made it very interesting. But instead, a 7 tackle set for Melbourne. They can just control the flow of this game. Vincent, we've just had a great chat, Harley and I, about the 2016 Grand Final. Fabulous memories for all Shark supporters. Nick Meaney now threatening to go through. Oh, careful, careful there. Bryce Cartwright diving in at the knees. Munster, he's allowed to run. Oh, Cameron Munster's just gone straight through, and that snuffs out any chance of a comeback. Oh, you can't stand back and watch this man run. You can't. You've got to get up on him and put him down. It is painful. This used to be Alfie Langer back in the day. You used to just tear your hair out at home watching teams stand back and watch Alfie Langer, and they do it to Cameron Munster now. They just stand back and watch him. Gutherson's been made a complete and total fool of again at the back. And Melbourne bring up 40. They just sit back in the line and watch him. And then Munster just creates magic. That was piss weak, I've got to say. That was just horrible from the Eels. The 7 tackle set. They get down the other end and put this game well and truly to bed. Melbourne Storm. I've been saying since about round 4, nobody agreed with me. Penrith Panthers, Melbourne Storm, grand final incoming. Lock it in. Lock it in. They can lose all the players in the world, but Melbourne, as long as Craig Bellamy's around, they will find a way. $11 minutes to go. 50 as well and truly on the cards here. Meaney from right in front puts another one over. 42 points to 16. It's been a masterclass from the home team tonight. I really thought, once again, a good game in the making has turned out to be a lopsided, complete and total pantsing. Yet again. There's been some really, to be honest, some really disappointing games in recent weeks. Back underway we go. 11 minutes left. Can the Storm get 50? That is the storyline now for the rest of the game. Well, they make a mistake on tackle 1. There's no challenges remaining. Christian Walsh is blowing up, but there's no challenges left. Ten and a half minutes to go. 42 points to 16. Can Parramatta strike back? From the scrum, here they go. Moses, inside ball to Polo. They're 10 out from the line again. They've been here so much, but they haven't been able to really do any damage. Melbourne's defensive line has held firm majority of the night. Moses to the line. Polo. Gutherson with a huge cutout pass to Russell. Russell looking for a second. Tackle 3. Still 10 out. They've gone nowhere. Polo with the offload to nobody. The Eels dive on the loose ball, but it's sloppy. Very, very scrappy stuff. Moses, inside pass. Finds Hopgood. Fifth and last. Moses, out the back. Arcee to Gutherson. Short ball. Penasini. Penasini's tripped. And that will be a handover a metre out from the line. Melbourne's defence immaculate. A metre out from the line. Defence holds firm once more. Huge hit on Coates, driving him towards the goal line and the sideline. They have kept Xavier Coates so quiet tonight, but as I said earlier, they just forgot about everybody else. They've marked up and shut down Coates, but Harry Grant, Cameron Munster, Jerome Hughes have all had a field day. But they shut down Xavier Coates, for what it's worth. They've actually kept Nick Meaney pretty quiet as well. And so it seems like the Eels have concentrated on Nick Meaney and Xavier Coates defensively, but that's just allowed Munster, Grant, and Hughes to run absolute riot. Prime Billy Slater or Prime Hayne? Liam Pritchard says, Dan, I'm out. Parramatta suck. No, they scuck. Let's remember the Wasted World of Sports vernacular. They scuck. Back into Storm territory. Go the Eels. Moses takes it to the line. Out the back to Arcee. Arcee kicking for Wonga Blake. Does it pop up for him? No, it doesn't. But Nick Meaney. Nick Meaney's had an absolute shocker tonight. He really has. This might be one of the worst games I've seen Nick Meaney play since he left the Bulldogs. And Parramatta will get the ball back, but the game is well and truly done. It's all about pride on the scoreboard. Now for the Eels. Can they get some consolation points? Well, Prime Hayne or Prime Billy Slater, as now Gutherson tries to tap it on. It goes in behind and over the touchline, and that just sums it up for the Eels. That sums up tonight for the Eels. Tackle 1, over the sideline it goes. Well, Prime Billy Slater literally changed the game, didn't he? He literally changed the game. Not necessarily for the right reasons. There were so many rules brought in specifically because of stuff that Billy Slater did. you know that it's now illegal to try and stop a try with your foot because Billy Slater used to soccer slide across the turf and try and kick guys in the face to prevent tries being scored. Billy Slater started the karate kicks when going up for the high ball, so it became a penalisable offence to stick your leg out because he was copping so many guys with a Shawn Michaels super kick in the jaw. Billy Slater changed the game for all the wrong reasons. He left his mark on it. Let's put it that way. Billy Slater left his mark on the sport. Shack of Hearts says, Dan, just remember, we don't say anything about the Bledisloe list. We jinx it. The Bledisloe Cup doesn't need jinxing, Shack of Hearts. Not if you're a Wallabies fan. Which, thankfully, I'm not. The All Blacks are going to absolutely wipe the floor with the Wallabies tomorrow night. It is going to be an absolute spanking. Under 5 minutes left now in this game. 42 points to 16. What an absolute pantsing. And once again, and a one-on-one strip now, just to add insult to injury. Trent Luero has just stolen the ball one-on-one. Things have gone from bad to worse for Parramatta tonight. A one-on-one strip just to add that statistic to the game for Melbourne, excuse me. Hughes to the line at the back. Seve to Will Warbrick. Will Warbrick will get over and score a try. Big Will Warbrick. He's over. It's more points for Melbourne. Multi shot to pieces, both of them. Actually, I've got a multi on tomorrow for the Bledisloe Cup. I'll let you know. Shack of Hearts. Shack of Hearts. Get a load of this and let me know what you think. So tomorrow night for the Bledisloe Cup, we have got... All right. New Zealand, obviously, to win. All Blacks to win, obviously. Shannon Frizzell, anytime try scorer. Marky Mark, anytime try scorer. Will Jordan, anytime try scorer. $20 stake, $22.99 odds, $459.80 return. I reckon I'm on for that one. I reckon that's a pretty good four-legger. Viking King asks what it means now for the Warriors with Storm winning. I don't think it changes anything for the Warriors. The Warriors just need to keep winning. Either way, whether the Storm won or lost tonight, pretty much the Warriors just need to keep winning. Vobsy says, how is Warbrick contender for Rookie of the Year? Dude looks 40. Well, he's converted from rugby union, Vobsy, so he's a rugby league rookie. He has been around for a little while. I think 40 might be a little bit unkind to the guy, but he's a rookie as far as the NRL goes, so therefore he absolutely qualifies for Rookie of the Year. But yeah, Will Warbrick, a rugby union convert. I had to choose between Marky Mark or Andrew Kellaway, Shack of Hearts, because the Wallabies are always in Bledisloe Cup. 100% take it to the bank The Wallabies are always good for a late consolation try when the game's already dusted, whether it be an intercept or just they do get a run on at the back end of the game. But the All Blacks always shut up shop when they've got the game done and dusted. And somebody in the Wallabies backline will be on for a late try. Guaranteed. I had to choose between Kellaway and Marky Mark. I've gone for Marky. It was a flip of the coin. It really was. But yeah, Will Jordan is a dead set certainty. I would actually recommend, well, not recommend. My tip is for anybody who's not interested in a multi and just wants a guaranteed bet return, Will Jordan, anytime try scorer on his own. It won't be paying much. It's probably only paying like $1.50. But yeah, if you want to make a guaranteed small return, just go an individual bet. Will Jordan, anytime try scorer. Nelson Saga, good night. Enjoy your sleep, my friend from Papua New Guinea. .43, we're inside the last minute now as this game just winds down. I'll have a quick break and I'll come back to wrap it all up here on the Waste of World of Sports. There we go, 46 points to 16. Melbourne have absolutely decimated. Absolutely demolished Parramatta here tonight. Shack of Hearts, yeah, there you go. Gamer Mel has shared the link. Very kindly shared the link for the Bledisloe Cup tomorrow night. Shack of Hearts says Counties Manukura halfback Cameron Roygard is making his international debut for New Zealand. He scored 9 tries in 15 games for the Hurricanes in 2023. There you go. AL Eurydice down the Para, up the pennies. Speaking of the pennies, this is Penrith's competition to lose. I know that a lot of people were on the Rabbitohs bandwagon about 6 or 7 weeks ago. It was me who said this is overhyped. The Rabbitohs have no chance of winning the comp. 6 weeks later, Rabbitohs weren't even in the top 8. They're back in the top 8 now, but they totally fell off a cliff. Now everyone's on the Broncos bandwagon. And I'm saying the Broncos, I am putting this on the record, the Broncos have 0% chance of winning the premiership this season. The Cowboys are actually better placed to win the premiership than the Broncos this year. Broncos have no chance. 0. You heard it here first. Waste of Water Sports. Balls on the chopping block prediction. Brisbane have 0% chance. And to be honest, nobody does. Penrith have this in the bag. It is going to take an outbreak of an incredibly rare disease that wipes out the entire squad for Penrith to not win this season. It's that simple. Penrith, I mean, there's going to have to be an anthrax outbreak or something. right before the grand final that takes the entire squad out. Otherwise, yes, they win this in an absolute canter to the Panthers. And as a matter of fact, Penrith are probably going to win. Penrith are probably going to win 4 premierships in a row. The 5th one, it may be questionable. But then again, they recover. Thank you very much for subscribing. Theo Adventures says the Warriors will take it out. Now, look, the Warriors are everybody's second team this year. Believe me, we all want to see the Warriors do well. The NRL as a sport owes the Warriors so much. But, and I know that Warriors fans are going to absolutely hate me for it, and I apologize in advance. But I'm sorry, the Warriors are not going to win 3 or 4 games outside of New Zealand to win the premiership. It's just not going to happen. I'm sorry. The Warriors are everybody's second team, mine included, but I'm sorry, it's just not happening. All right, Wasted World of Sports, thank you very much for your company. As always, we will keep it short and sweet tonight in the post-game. Bledisloe Cup coming up tomorrow night. Will the drought continue? A very interesting thing here. Shack of Hearts, you'll love this one. You'll love this one. I'm sure you already know it, Shack of Hearts, our stats man in the back. But the Bledisloe Cup, the last time the Wallabies held the Bledisloe Cup, Eddie Jones was the coach. It's been 23 years. Eddie Jones is the coach again. Could it happen? No, it's not going to happen. But could it happen? We'll see. Tomorrow night, Wasted World of Sports, Bledisloe Cup. We'll catch you then. Oh, I've mentioned it already before, have I? Well, there you go. Excellent. I'm on the ball. All right, my friends. Thank you so much. Thank you very much to all the Super Chat donations tonight. I will get that sorted on the screen. The Super Chat squad is now officially a thing. It's happened. We're monetized. We had 3 donations tonight. Thank you so much, and cheers to all those people. And yes, we'll catch everybody tomorrow. I am going to try, no promises, but I'm going to try and cover the Raiders Knights game tomorrow. If I don't see you for the Raiders Knights, definitely Bledisloe Cup. Bledisloe Cup is already listed. It's happening. All right, Wasted World of Sports, thank you so much, and I will catch you all next time. Until then, a cheers. His ass is hanging out as he makes a break upfield. Stepping back. Oh, he's copped a head right to the nuts. Cameron Munster's now putting his balls in Nick Meaney's face.
I have no idea what the wasted world of sports is.